So for the last 5 years, I've been developing a programme of research on adult community learning and mental health and well-being. And for the last couple of years, I've been leading a research project studying creative adult community learning and participatory arts settings, and again in relation to mental health and well-being. And that's looking in particular at the mutual processes involved. And what's particularly interesting about that project is that it's looking at those processes from the point of view of the mental health and well-being of a range of actors in those settings, not only students or service users, but also practitioners involved. Well, currently I'm co-supervising 2 doctoral studies. The first of those is on school discourses surrounding self-harm, and the other is actually about nurse academics' professional identities and their contributions to clinical practice. I think an exciting moment in the first study that I've mentioned there really has been drawing together a methodological and theoretical framework for analysis, and it's taking a critical discourse analytic approach to the subject of self-harm and how that's understood and responded to in schools. And the student concerned is taking a particular approach to a critical discourse analysis, which is a politically engaged approach to interrogating, as I say, understandings really, discourses, ways of thinking and talking about different phenomena. So another doctoral student I'm working with is doing, as I've just mentioned, a study about nurse academics. And I think the particularly interesting thing about that study is that she's looking at the identities as well as the contributions to clinical practice of those nurse academics, not only from their perspective, but also from the perspective of nurses in practice. And I think that through that approach, that study really has the potential to help draw for some findings which can really help develop the work of those nurse academics in supporting practice. I think early on, conceptually, it can be a really exciting moment when your research proposal and design come together. And I think actually a particularly exciting moment is a bit later when you're doing your analysis, data analysis, and you find a theoretical framework to sort of fit and really help explain your research findings. And again, I think an exciting moment really is towards the end, particularly if you're enacting a praxis-oriented approach of kind of understand and then act, when you can start to see the practical implications of your research and its uses really for informing action in the area you've studied.